Good morning to all. Today we are discussing on the topic network topology under the Spark faculty enrichment program. My topic is network topology. Before to know the network topology, we have to know what is the network. Network means when we are connecting number of computers with each other for sharing the information, it is called as the network. So network is nothing but interconnection of the computers for sharing information, for the resource sharing. So when we are connecting number of computers with each other, it makes a network. Why we are making the network? For sharing of information, for sharing of resources. Just the resources like we can share the software as well as hardware. For the time sharing, for the cost purpose, we are make the network. Now when we are making the network, how we are design the network, that is called as the concept topology. Topology means nothing but in the way in which we are connecting the different computers with each other. So, computer topology means the way in which we are connecting the computers with each other, or in the short we can say it is the physical or logical arrangement of the computers in the network. So, it is the schematic description or designing of the arrangement of the computers. It is called as the topology. There are the different types of topology: bus topology, star topology, ring topology, star mesh topology, and hybrid topology. One by one we will see. First is the bus topology. The name indicates the all thing. Bus means as all the numbers of the people are sitting in there in a one line, the bus topology connected all the computers in a linear fashion. So all the computers here connected with only a single cable here in a linear fashion. That's why the name indicates here bus topology. Here all the computers within this network are connected by a single cable. That cable is here called as the backbone cable. One cable is connecting multiple computers by dropping the lines, and that lines are called as the drop lines, and one main line is called as the backbone line. So here first we will see the diagram. In the bus topology, here number of computers we are connected. Number of computers we are connecting here. The main line it is called as here the backbone line, and the lines from which we are connecting the computers it is called as the drop line. In this way we can extend the line and number of computers we can connect in this way. So this is the simple type of topology concept where we are connecting all the computers in a single line. But here one point we have to set here, from the both end we have to set the terminator, because when the data is passing from one computer to another, they don't know how many computers we are extending here. So at the last end, if there is no any computer, that message has to be diminished automatically. So here we have to set the terminator. If one data is passing from this line to this line, if there is no any system, that message is automatically diminished or clear. Again, when we want to send from data from system 1 to suppose system 3, it has to be passed in this way. So first computer, it has to become first the second computer, it will check it is the proper address of or not. So if it is has the content their address, it will okay, that computer will receive that message, otherwise that message is passed to the next computer. In this way it is working, means when we are communicating in this, each and every computer they are sending the message. On that message they have to write down the destination address of that computer, right? So every computer or every message when they are sending from one computer to another, they are contains two messages. First is the source address and second is the destination address. So in this way we have to know from where to where the data has to be dispatched. Every computer checks that message within that network. If the address is appropriate for that particular system, that message is delivered at that system, otherwise that message has to be forwarded. So in this way it has worked. So computers connected in this, it is in a single line. The cable or that single line carries all the transmitted messages. So that message is visible to all the computers whatever they are connected in that system. So each and every computer will check your message and check your address. If the address is for your system, that message is dropped on that system, otherwise it has to be just carried forward. So each workstation or computer checks the destination address here. So the task in that every system has to be live here. Each and every system has to be live because they are checking the messages. If the message is for you, take it, otherwise just to pass it. So each and every computer in this network has to be live, has to be online here. So if it is check the matches the address of you, if the destination address match, it process the message. Otherwise, if the address is not matched, it is just pass the message, just ignore, right? So in this way to do nothing for it. Just expand the line and you have to insert the drop line. You are inserting the drop lines. Suppose you want to make here the network of the 100 PCs, just make the drop lines of the 100 from that single line. So here it is very easy to install, very easy to expand, right? So, and it requires very less cabling. But what are the disadvantages? As I have told you, each and every computer has to be alive and each and every computer will check that message. So it is a time consuming. Suppose there are the 100 PCs and I am sending the message from the one computer to the 99th computer, the message will be passed from all in between computers. Each and every computer has to check that address. If it is appropriate for this, then it's deliver, otherwise pass again, pass again, pass again. So as the network is large, it is a time consuming to send the message. And if it is a single line, at a time only one computer can send the data. If it is a message sending from this direction, in the reverse direction, no one can send the data. So in the bus topology, this is the drawback that only one computer can send at a time a data, because there is a single carry one line. One line carries the data. So it is a time consuming as well as no one has a sent the same message or at that time message, right? So it is, we can say the another drawback is when the one system is failure. As I have told you, if we are passing the message by each and everyone, all the computer has to be alive there. All the computer has to be work in between. If any computer fail, they are unable to send that message to the next PC and the whole network will be failed. So all computer has to be active here, right? Then and then only this topology or this network will be work. So this is the drawback of it. If we are depend on only one line, and if any computer is failed, all the system, all the network will be failed. So the entire network will be break in the main cable. If the one main cable is failed, all the network will be failed. The terminators are required. As I have told you, both sides will require the terminator to diminish the matrices automatically. If no one is the receiver there, if it is not appropriate receiver is got, the message is automatically clear. Suppose I want to send the data from system 5 to 90. The message will be forward, right? But if the data is from the 5 to 2, I don't know if that computer is at my back side or my front side. I will go in the front side and that particular system I will not get. So at the end of that terminator, the message will be automatically diminished. And when there will be no response from that side, again I have to try from that system 5 to my back side. So it is too much time consuming because there is a single system, single line. We don't know whatever our destination is at our front side or at the back side, right? So if the terminators are required, both sides to terminate the message automatically if their particular destination is not there or it is not found. Only one computer can transmit at a time, so communication becomes slightly slow if the network is too large. So next topology is the ring topology. As the name indicates, all things, ring means in this all the computers are connected in a fashion of like a ring. As is ring, in the first computer is connected to the last computer, it makes the ring. It is just an expandation of the bus topology. In the bus topology, we are connecting the computers here, but in the ring topology, last computer has to be connected to the first. Why we are doing this provision? Because in the bus topology, we want the terminators from the both sides. If the message is not delivered, again it has to be do for the backward side to check that is the proper system is our back side or not. So instead of that, you have to complete the circle here. And once the message is not delivered, it is passed from each and every one. And if the same messages comes to your side, it means the destination computer is not working or not found. So it will automatically diminish when it is comes the circle, right? So there is no need of the terminator here. The message is passing in the ring or it is a circle. And that's why they have one type of token that is called as the token passing technology. They have used in the ring because to know that who one is sending the data. Right? So they are passing the token. Who one has the token, that system can only pass the message. So they are passing the token as we are playing the game. Right? In the ring, when we are playing the game to hand over the each or anything as the same, they are passing the token to each and every system. Those systems have that token, that only system can send the message in that network. So they are passing the token. If you have that token, you can send the message. Otherwise, you have to wait up to the token free. Now, each computer is connected to the next computer and and the last one is connected to the first to make as a ring. Okay, so computers are connected with each other in a shape of a rings. Here message passing is again only in one direction. As it is expandation of the bus topology, the same drawback is of this. It is can pass the message in only one direction. So if the system is my back side, I have to complete the ring first. Right? So in the ring topology, the computers are connected in this fashion. All the computers are connected by each other. Here is a one server. The server is maintaining the data from where you are sending the data. Suppose this computer want to send the data to this one, it has to be passed to these systems, all these systems, and then it is delivered to here. If after again passing, if it message come to here, they know that if one circle is completed and no one received this message, so message will automatically diminish here. Means anyhow they have to complete one circle here if there is a no terminator here, right? So what are the advantage and disadvantage? As it is in the expandation of bus, it is as the same easy installation and expandation. Just we have to connect the first and last, that is the only difference here. So it is the easy access or equal access to all the users because the token is passing from all the service system. Here all systems, all computers will get the equal chance to pass the message. So all access or equal access to all the systems, it is easily installed and configured. What is the disadvantage is failure of one computer, again it fails all the network. As we are making the ring and if any one system is break down, all the network will fail down automatically. Difficult to troubleshoot. If one cable is failed, how should I know which cable I have to check? I have to check all the network one by one. I have to check if the system is passing the message from this system to this, next. In this way, I have to check all the network. So, difficult in the troubleshooting. Adding or removing the computer disturb the networks here. If I want to make a one system, add in that. After that, I have to, in between I am going in the ring, I have to disturb the first and the back side of the computer. I have to disturb two computers. Which one is my front and which one is in my back. So I have to make the connection of the two. Before that, if they are communicating, in between I am inserting the system, I am disturbing to the two computers at a time. Traffic is in again here one direction, so it is a slow speed. Okay. Next topology, the star topology. The name indicates all. It makes the designing like a star. All the computers are connected like a star. Means here they are using one central communicator in between them. All the messages has to be communicated within one central controller, and that central controller here is called as the hub. So all the computers are connected through a central controller that is called as the hub. What the work or what is the task of this hub? If any two computers want to send the data, they has to be passed through that central controller only. Because now here they have no direct communication with each other. In the bus and star, we are passing the data to the next computer. Means automatically at least you are connected to the one computer direct line. But here in the star, any two computers or none of the computers can communicate with directly each other. Each and every one has to be communicated through the central controller only. So in this network, all the control of the central controller, that is of the hub. Here you can use the devices like the hub, switch, router. These are the different devices that we can use at the central location. And that from the central location only your communication will be possible. It links the computers by individual cables, and that cables here to connect only to the central unit. Means each and every computer has to be connected only to the central unit, not to anyone else. In this, computers cannot connect with each other directly. So here it does not allow direct communication between any two devices. It has to go through the central controller only. So the diagram is just like this. All the computers here are connected to a central controller. In this, it may be the hub, it may be the switch. Right? All the communications through this switch only. Suppose I want to pass computer data from this to this system. I cannot have a direct line here. I have to pass this data to this central processor or central controller system. This central controller system will pass this data to this here. So how they will know? Each and every message has at their source address and destination address. Every message has to be come here first. Here they will check when is the destination address or what the destination address is. According to the destination address, they will dispatch the messages here from the central location. So in this way, will not disturb whole the network. Because in the first of the two, bus topology and the ring topology, if any one line fail, it will break down or fall down all the network. Here there is a no chance. If any one cable is fail, that particular computer cannot communicate in that network. But all other than networks or all other than computers will work properly here. So here centralized control will here so fast as compared to the ring and bus, because here we need not to be pass the message from in between computers. We can directly send our message to the central controller. Central controller dispatches message to the that particular destination. Here there is no in between computers working. So it is the fast as compared to the ring and bus topology. Multiple devices you can attach here very easily, because you have to direct communication with the central controller. It eliminates the traffic. As in the bus and ring topology, there is only one-way communication. If one is passing the data, no one can send data at that time. And think if you are sending the mail. If I am sending a mail to any one person and at that time no one can send mail or message to anyone, what will happen? It is a long waiting time. If I am making a system in the bus or ring topology, only one direction communication. If anyone sending the data to the anyone, other computers has to be ideal. You have to be wait to the line will be free. And that's why here we have the star topology work out here. Multiple computers are connected here. All the computers are sending the data to the central processor. Central processor will dispatch the data to that particular destination. So here you are very free. At any moment, number of computers can be transmitted data. And this is the main advantage of this star topology. Multiple devices can transfer data without the collision. There is no problem of collision, no traffic jam here. Right? So eliminate the traffic problem. This is the main advantage of star topology, and that's why this topology nowadays we are working. Now easy to detect the faults and remove the parts. If I am not able to send the data in the network, it means I have to check only one cable, which is from my computer to the central controller. I need not to be check each and every network here. So it is very easy to troubleshoot if I have any fault or if I have any problem in this network. So failure of a single computer cable does not affect or does not break down the entire network. These are all the advantages of star topology, and that's why it is very popular. Now, what is the drawback of it? If the central controller fell down, if the server is down, no one can communicate now. In the bus and ring topology, there is no server, there is no central controller. If the one system is fail, suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 computers we have, and the line fail between 2 to 3, but 1 to 2 can communicate. But here, if any system can fail, it will work. But if the central controller fail, no one can work. So you have to focus on only the central controller maintenance here, and that cost you have to pay. Right? And this is the only one drawback of the disadvantage, that we have to keep extra maintenance of this server, because the server has the central load here. They have to pass each and every message, so they have to be high capacity server rather than all the computer capacity. Now next topology is the mesh topology. As the name indicates, mesh means you are making the mesh. You can connect to anyone here. Means you require a number of computers. Suppose we are the 5 people here, I have to make the communication with these other 4. The next second person has to communicate or make the link with amongst the other 4. Means each and every computer can be communicated with each other by their dedicated or separate line. So here what we do, we are making a number of cables here. That task we are doing. Why we are doing it? Because we are not trust on the central processing. As in the star topology, we cannot believe on the central processor or central controller. If that fails, all the network will fail. So better way, I will make the separate lines. So think if in this way, if I am working, and if it is a landline phone, for every person, I have to make the connection from my home to their home. Right? Suppose I want to call to 10 persons, or in my contact list, I have 10 persons minimum I am taking. I am taking 10 persons in my contact list. From my home to that 10 persons, I have to make a separate connections. From my side, there are the 10 lines from my home. As the same scenario from your side. How many contact lists you have? You have to make the connections, that number of connections from your side. And it increases the number of cabling. And it increases the cost of cabling. But why it is still in existing? Many times we want the reliability. If this network is failed, we can communicate in this way. It is a second option. for the reliability of data. If the central controller fail, the network has not to be fail. We have another chance कि हमारे यहाँ पे we have another chance that we have to communicate from the another way, and that's why we are allowing to number of cabling here and number of communications here. So mesh topology has a dedicated point-to-point connection to each and every computer in this. So here there is an advantage. There will be no traffic problem. You have to not send the data to the central processor. You need not to send the data to the central controller because each and everyone has their own dedicated line. Whenever you want, send your data on that particular line. Data transfer rate is high because anytime you can send a number of data here. Privacy and secrecy is maintained because when it is a star topology in the central processor, you have to send the data to the central processor. It will check the data to whom it has to be delivered. Now here privacy is fully maintained in the mesh. No one will know from whom to who you are sending the data, who is the sender and who is the receiver. So privacy and secrecy is completely maintained because of the dedicated line. But what are the disadvantages? Huge amount of cabling you require. Loss of cost, you are highly cost, you have to pay here of the cabling, installation charges and maintenance charges of that number of cables. So how it looks, the mesh topology. It is a simple example of 6 to 7 computers. Look at here how it works. And if I have thousands of computers, how it will be look? Just imagine. It has too much cabling here only within the 7 pieces. And if I have 1,000 pieces, how much cabling? But surely it will give you the reliability and privacy and secrecy is maintained. But if I have a fault tolerance, if I have any fault in any system, if this computer is unable to send the data to this computer, I have to find out first which cable is appropriate for this. From these cables, I have to find out the cable first, and that is the hard task for me. And that's why it is totally avoidable. Mesh topology. When it is required, when you have a dedicated line, only when you want to make a secrecy, privacy, secrecy completely, then only make that dedicated line. Otherwise, go with the star topology. These are some standard topology, and after that, one topology is called as a hybrid topology. As the name indicates, hybrid, it is the combination of two or more topology. Any two topologies you can combine with each other to take the advantage of any two. If you are preferring the bus topology, it requires the less cabling, but it is the drawback, it is a single way only. If you prefer with the star topology, it is having the less cabling, but only you have to depend on the central processor. If you want to take the advantage of any two, you can combine two or more topologies with each other, and that makes the hybrid topology. So it combines the two or more types of topology with each other to take the advantage of that combined topology. We will see one example. This is the bus and star topology combination. In this, these three computers are connected in a single line as a bus topology, where here this computer is connected to 4 computers. Again, this computer is connected to 3D. In this, we have used the star topology. Again, we have used a star topology, star topology, star topology. Again, combined with the bus topology. So, any two topology when you are combining to take the advantage of these two, it is called as the hybrid topology. So, these are the 4 first basic types: bus topology, ring topology, star topology, and mesh topology. And this is next is the hybrid topology, in which you can take any two or more topologies together. These are few references. Any question?
Sorry, I was not there since first lecture. In our campus, which topology exactly are we using?
We are